In this video, let us find the square root of 9 minus the square root of 32. Let us equate this to square root of a minus the square root of b. Because this here is negative, so I'm using negative here. I'm going to square both sides of this equation. This cancels this. Then I'm going to have 9 minus square root of 32 is equal to square root of a minus square root of b squared. To open up this bracket, given x minus y squared, this will give us x squared minus 2xy plus y squared normally. So to expand this, square root of a minus square root of b squared should give us square root of a raised to power 2 following this identity, then minus 2, that will be root a times root b, so I'll have root ab, then plus root b squared. We can tidy this up to give us, this cancels this, so we have a minus 2 root ab, then plus this also cancels this, so we have b here, giving us a plus b minus 2 root ab. So I'm going to replace this with what we just arrived at. That would then mean 9 minus root 32, 9 minus root 32 is now equal to a plus b minus 2 root ab. I'm going to apply equality of sorts, which will imply that a plus b is equal to 9. And since this is negative and negative, then it means 2 root ab is equal to root 32. For this second equation, let's call this equation 1. So before we label this, let's get rid of the radical or square both sides of this equation. This takes care of this. By law of indices, this should give us 2 raised to power 2 times square root of ab raised to power 2 is equal to 32. This takes care of this. 2 raised to power 2 is 4, so we have 4ab is equal to 32. Let us divide both sides by 4. So we have 4 cancels 4 here. Then ab is equal to 4 here is 1, 4 here is 8. So ab here is 8. So now we have the second equation. Remember the first equation, a plus b is 9, and the second equation, ab is equal to 8. We will now solve these two equations simultaneously to get a and b. I can pick any of the variables from equation 1 and make it the subject of the formula. Let's choose b. So b is going to be 9 minus a, and I'm going to call this equation 3. So this new value for b in equation 3, I'm going to substitute it into equation 2. This will imply a times 9 minus a is equal to 8. Then I will expand this bracket. 8 times 9 here is 9a. Then minus a times a is a squared is equal to 8. Let us rearrange this in descending order of power of a. So we have negative a squared plus 9a, then minus 8 is equal to 0. Multiply or divide through by negative 1. On both sides. So this becomes positive, so I have a squared. This becomes negative, I have minus 9a. This is positive, I have plus 8 is equal to 0. This is a brand new quadratic equation, and as you can see, this is factorizable. So we split this into minus a minus 8a plus 8 is equal to 0. So this becomes a into a minus 1 minus 8 into a minus 1 is equal to 0. So I have a minus 8 into a minus 1 is equal to 0. Then this will imply that either a minus 8 is equal to 0 or a minus 1 is equal to 0. Then for the first one, a is equal to 8, and for the second one, a is equal to 1. So these are the two solutions for a. We will now go and get the corresponding values for b. Let's call this a1 and call this a2. Remember from equation 3, we said b is equal to 9 minus a. You can scroll back into the video to get where we mentioned this. Now, for b1, that is when a1 is 8, we are going to have 9 minus 8, and then b1 is going to give us 1. Now, for b2 is going to be 9 minus a2, which is 1. So b2 is going to be 8. Then we can say a1 b1 is equal to 8 comma 1, and then a2 b2 is equal to a2 is 1, so we say 1 comma 8. Now recall that in the beginning we said let the square root of 9 minus the square root of 32 be equal to the square root of a minus the square root of b. We need to check these two values. 9 minus square root of 32. 32 is between 25 and 36. So 25 and 36 are the two are the boundaries surrounding 32 as perfect squares. Therefore, the value of the square root of 32 will be between 5 and 6. So 9 minus 5 or 9 minus 6 is definitely a positive number. Therefore, we cannot use this value. So we reject this and then accept this. This would then imply that the square root of 9 minus square root of 32 is equal to square root of a is 8. Of course, the reason we rejected this is because a is 1, and if a is 1, it means this expression is going to be negative, since b will now be greater than a, or the square root of each of them after solving them will now be negative, and we don't want that. So to proceed from here, we have square root of 8 minus square root of 1. Square root of 1 is still 1. So the square root of this is equal to 8 here is something as saying 4 times 2, then minus 1, which is equal to square root of 4 times square root of 2, then minus 1, which will now give us 2 times root 2 minus 1. Therefore, square root of 9 minus square root of 32 is equal to 2 root 2 minus 1. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this solution process, please give this video a thumbs up and also share with your friends and other learners. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you are yet to do so, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.